Okay.
Hare Krishna, sir.
Yep, Hare Krishna. So I can see many familiar faces today, like Priyank, Uddhav, Sanvi, Hitarth, Priyanshi, Arman, and Shavi, Dhruvi, Sai Srinivasan. So yeah, uh, I'm feeling very excited. So we have so all of you have your holidays, or how many of you have your holidays starting? Anyone here having their holidays in the coming Christmas and the time?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Already
sir.
got started.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I think most of you,
Sir, on first.
anyone who is not having holidays, odd one out. I guess no. Okay, so yeah, so this is a very wonderful time, and this is a time to refresh, take a break from your regular school chores, and also apart from resting, we will also use it for, why not, we'll use it for learning something very useful, right? So that is the purpose of this camp that we are going to have now. And we will we'll try to bring up new lessons every day. When we start, we'll try to bring up new lessons. There may be some repeated lessons also for those of you who have already attended many of the previous courses, but also we will try to have activities in all the sessions, right? So in that way we will learn as well as have fun as well, right? So yeah, right. So so as usual, when we start, so since there are some new students also, there are people who have joined for the first. How many of you are here who are joining Srijan's session for the very first time? Can you raise your hands? Who has not attended any previous sessions? Or all of you are have attended? Daksh and Vaishnavi, what about you? I can't hear. Am I audible to all of you? I hope so.
Yes, sir.
If not, do
Yes,
let
sir.
me
Yes,
know.
sir.
I have joined the first time.
Sir, me too.
Sir, you're in mute, sir.
Oh, thank you, Srinivashan. So what I was thinking was, since all of you may not be knowing each other, so before we begin, what we will do is we will have a quick introduction of all of you, right? What do you say? Right? So in that way, for the coming 7 or 8 days, we will know, everyone will, not everyone, at least we will know their names, right? And we will try to, uh, you know, that will help actually, because being in a community and knowing others really, makes time more worthwhile. So what I'll do is I'll go alphabetically from the beginning, and we will all of you can tell about yourself, your name, where are you from, and what is your age. These three things you can tell, and everyone else they can hear. Okay. So in this way, we'll do. So first I can see Arman and Shavi. So you guys can go ahead with introduction. I'll be on mute.
Hare Krishna everyone. I'm Chavi Mahajan. I'm in grade 9. I'm 14 years old. I'm from Punjab and living in Saudi Arabia.
Okay, thank you, Chavi.
Thank you. Hare Krishna everyone. I am Arman and I am 9-year-old. I am from Punjab. I am living in Saudi Arabia.
Okay, so thank you, Arman. Next we have Daksh Kumar with us.
Hare Krishna everyone. My name is Daksh Kumar and I am from Indore. And my age is 9 years.
Okay, welcome, Daksh. You're done.
Yes, sir. Hare Krishna. My name is Dhruvi. I'm from Chhattisgarh, but I live in Bangalore. I'm 10 years old.
And it's a humble request. If possible, please switch on your videos, at least while
Yes.
you're speaking, so that would, let others also see your face. Okay, so you can, yeah, thank you. Okay, Hitarth.
Hare Krishna everybody. My name is Siddharth. I'm from Bengaluru. I'm 7 years old.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Manasi.
Sir, my network was gone, so sir, has my chance come?
Okay, so your child will come, not yet. Manasvi, are you there? Can you hear us?
Good evening, Hare Krishna. This is Manasvi's mother. I was just trying to log in and inform that Manasvi is down with viral fever today. So please excuse her for this class. I just wanted to inform that that's the reason I joined this session.
No problem, ma'am. Please, our good wishes for her. Please take care. No problem. It's okay. And we'll share the recording if, in case you want her to see, you can definitely share with her.
Sure. Thank you so much. And by the way,
Thank
she is 11 years old and we live in Bangalore.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
ma'am. Okay, so yes, we have. Okay, let's go on to the next person, Priyank.
Hare Krishna everyone. My name is Priyank. I'm 7 years old. And I am from Assam, but I stay in Bangalore.
Okay, a lot of guys from Bangalore. So yeah, maybe Bangalore people can make a separate group, right? So okay, Priyanshi.
Hare Krishna everyone. I am Priyanshi. I'm from Calcutta, West Bengal, and I'm 14 years old now.
Okay, thank you. Sai Srinivasan.
Hare Krishna everyone. My name is Sai Srinivasan. I am 11 years old and I am from Chennai, Tamil Nadu.
Okay. Next, Samarth.
Yes, sir. My name is Samarth Singh. I am from Jharkhand. I am living in Bangalore. My age is 9 years old.
Okay, another Bangalore fellow. So welcome to the group. Okay. This is your first session, Samarth?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, welcome again. Next, we have Sandy.
Hare Krishna. I am Sanvi. I am 6 years old. I am from Ahmedabad.
Okay, thank you. And next we have Udhav. Now it's your turn, Udhav.
Hello, my name is Adaf. I am 11 years old and I live in Delhi.
Okay. Wonderful. Vaishnavi. Can you hear Vaishnavi? We can't hear you, I guess. Not yet. Anyone can hear Vaishnavi? No.
No, sir.
Okay, maybe some mic problem. What you can do is, Vaishnavi, you can write in the chat. Yeah, and that's okay. Yeah, that I'll read from there. So meanwhile, before we start, I'll just share one what I can say story with all of you. It's a short story, but it's a very insightful, and we can learn a lot from it, right? So basically, the story is related to the role of God into our lives, in our lives, right? So okay, so Vaishnavi is, I think, sending. You can maybe send your place also, and then I'll read. So yeah, so once I'll just start with the story. So once upon a time there was a beggar, right? And that beggar actually was very what you can say, in a very very pitiable situation. And he used to sit at a particular place on a road, right? So whenever you go across road, you can see a lot of beggars are sitting. So he was also sitting like that. And he was in a very kind of anyone who saw him would become very very compassionate towards him, because he was in a very grievous situation, in a very because his legs were not there, both legs were not there, and his hands were actually, he was actually afflicted from leprosy. So people who know about leprosy, leprosy is a very dangerous disease actually. And what happens, the hands and legs and face, they start to melt when one who has leprosy. So slowly the fingers first go, then the hand, the upper part of the hand go, like that it slowly starts to melt. So he was and he was anyone who would see him would become very compassionate. So one gentleman, he was working in an office, and every day he used to pass from that road where that beggar would sit. So every day he would walk from that particular place where the beggar was sitting, and he would feel very very affected by the pain of that beggar. And he would every day he would give some some donation, around 100 rupees he would give to the beggar. So okay, Vaishnavi is saying she's from Mumbai and she's 8 years old. Okay, thank you. So this man, this particular man, he used to give every day 100 rupees to that beggar while going, right? So this beggar also he understood that actually I'm going to receive every day this amount of money, right? And but one fine day, what happened, this particular this man, when he went to that beggar and he took out his purse to take out 100 rupees note, he found that actually he only had 50 rupees in his purse. There was only 50 rupees, which was everywhere, but he could not find any other any other money. So what happened? So they, okay, no problem, I'll just give him 50 rupees, and anyways I give every day I give 100, so I think he will not mind it. So the moment he gave that 50 rupees to that beggar, the beggar also, he had recognized that man, that yeah, every day he comes. The moment he saw that took the money. He saw that it's 50 rupees, and again became very angry, and he started to shout, "Oh, how can you do this? You are supposed to give me 100 rupees. Why are you giving me 50 rupees? Take this back and go away. You're such a miserly fellow. You're not giving me my money of 100 rupees." So, and that way he started to become very angry and shout at the man. So the man was very, very perplexed, right? Just understand the situation. If you were in that situation, you were giving someone some money, and someone behaves with you like that, how would you feel, right? So, so there, before I go to actually the lesson that we have to learn from it. So what do you think? Was the behavior of the beggar justifiable or not? How many of you say the behavior of the beggar was justifiable? No one. How many of say it was not justifiable? Okay, I guess everyone, right? So, okay, I'll just give you, the lesson that why I told you this story. So actually, the beggar that in the story is no one but all of us, right? So we are the beggar, and who is the person? Who is the man in the story? Anyone can tell?
Sir,
God.
God.
Yes,
God.
the man is God. So what is the lesson? What used to happen was actually every day. So we are like also the beggar. So every day God comes and gives us. We are in a very pitiable situation because we do not God sees it. Oh, we are, this person is, all these people, they are very miserable because they do not have any food. They are they in winter time they do not have clothes. So God has made so all arrangements, right? And and every day we are getting our food, nice food to eat. Every day we are getting good clothes to wear, right? All of us. But one day when by mistake or by our destiny, if suppose we do not receive what I can say, if we do not receive that that share which we suppose that we should receive. Let's say one time we are not able to get food, or something happens, so we become very, very angry, right? Oh, God is so cruel, he's not giving me this. Or let's say we do not want, let's say we want something. Let's say we want something, so a very expensive toy, or we want a very something which that is very expensive, and our parents cannot buy it at the moment. So we feel, oh, why God has put me in this family? I should have been born in a very rich family. So all of these thoughts come into our mind, right? So do you agree? How many of you agree that that happens with us? Right. So so that is, what we can learn, what we can take home from this story. The lesson that we can take home is that actually we have no right to ask from God, right? So it is his mercy that he is giving us all of these wonderful things. And we are taking receiving so wonderful gifts from him. And what someday we may not receive. So what is the loss? Anyways, God never, will not always keep us hungry. Maybe for one, two things we do not receive, but he's always there to take care, right? So so always we should have the feeling of gratitude towards God and everyone that is helping us. So be it our teachers, be it someone else, our friends who are helping us. So always we should have this feeling of gratitude, right? So there's a very famous saying, right? That one who is not grateful is a great fool, right? One who is not grateful is a great fool. So always we should have this attitude of gratefulness towards someone who helps us, right? So this is the short story that I wanted to begin with. And now, as usual, I'll just go through briefly about what all things we're going to cover in this camp. And this is just the orientation session. The real session will start from the next day. And then we will hear from Vimal sir. Vimal sir is also here. He has joined now. So we'll hear from him, and we will see if time permits, we'll do some activity also. Okay, so I'm just going to share my screen. So it is a same repeated thing for those of you who have attended previous orientations, but for the sake of completeness, we'll go through it so that people who are new or who have forgotten, they can also learn from it. So, so we'll try to learn valuable lessons from the Bhagavad Gita throughout the course of these 8 weeks. 8 days. And yeah, this is about myself. My name is Anshu, and I volunteer at Srijan during my free time. And as a profession, in profession, I am a software developer at Adobe. And yeah, a child who thinks becomes a leader who inspires, right? So while we are learning all of these things, why I am telling you these stories, or why we are going to learn from Bhagavad Gita? Because actually, it's not like whatever we teach, it will help you to become a leader. No, whatever we teach will help you to develop the habit of thinking, develop a habit of observing things and learning good things from your surroundings, right? And obviously making Bhagavad Gita as a guide of your life, so that you can receive inspiration and guidance from it, and progress in your lives. So that is why it is said that always we should be thoughtful and observant, right? And that will help us to take good decisions, informed decisions, and succeed in our life, right? So and in the end, so right now I'm going to give you a brief description about the Srijan, and then there will be a small talk by Vimal sir, and then in the end we'll have some announcements. So about Srijan, I'll just show one video, and then it will basically tells us about what is the vision and what is the mission of this initiative. So this is an initiative started it was started in 2022. Sorry, not 22, 2020. It was started, and then by a group of youths who are right now working in different multinational companies across the globe. And this initiative is part of the mission is that we want to whatever we have learned, we want to share with all of you, all the kids across the world, and help, so that they can also benefit from this vast knowledge, this vast wisdom, and make their lives fruitful, right?
Sir, you are on mute. You
Yes,
are
sir.
on mute.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry about that. So what I was saying was, moving forward, I'll just introduce the format of the session. So we'll have up to, from 1 to 1.5 hours of sessions every day. And for initial 1 hour, we'll have discussions. You can talk it as a theory part. And then for the half an hour remaining, we'll have some activities. Maybe it can be a video show, it can be a quiz, it can be some, shloka recitations, it can be preparation for some drama or, debate or something like that, right? So what we have to do, that means what all of you have to do is you have to gain this knowledge, you have to get inspired and imbibe it into your lives, right? So most important part is that you don't just take it as information. Take take the information and apply it into your lives, right? And that will really help to bring the transformations, right? So now I'd request Vimal sir. I saw he was here, so I'd request Vimal sir to come up and share with all of us a small introduction part, kind of a small talk, uh, highlighting the importance of all of these things, right? So over to you, Vimal sir.
Hare Krishna, welcome all of you to the winter camp. And I can see so many wonderful children here. So I thought that we would be learning some, important stories, because now there is New Year, right? And all of you are excited for the New Year. How many of you are
Yes, sir.
excited for the New Year?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So what new you are going
Yes,
to do
sir.
in this New Year?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
You have some thoughts? How do you want to spend the New Year?
Sir,
Yes, Samarth.
sir, like we will do a night midnight party and we will play with our
Okay.
friends and all.
Okay, all right. But this will be only one day, but you have one whole year, New Year. Yes. Okay, good.
Yes, sir.
So, New Year reminds us that we have, something to do in life, isn't it? Every birthday, you grow 1 year older, and it reminds you that you have to do something valuable in life, because the time is going. It is not that, there is something special about New Year. Every day, actually, the time is passing, and if you're conscious, you know that you're losing time, right? So we should remind ourselves that we have limited time in hand and we have to do something meaningful in life. So what I'll do today is I'll tell you that why this Bhagavad Gita workshop we are conducting and how it can help you. Okay. So we'll start with the activity, because the activity will bring all of your attention together. So what I'll do is we'll play music. Okay. And when the music ends, all of you can stand up maybe. And I'll just tell you the rules first. Okay. So what you have to do is when the music ends, then you have to close your eyes and point toward the north. Okay. So all of you, now you can see where is your north. Can all of you point where is your north? All of you know where is your north? My north is east, west, north. My north is this. Okay. This is my north. This way. This way. Okay. All of you know your north. Okay. So now let me play music and then all of you have to I'll play Kirtan instead. Just a minute. I'll play Kirtan. When the Kirtan stops, all of you have to, close your eyes. While the Kirtan plays, you have to keep revolving. And then you have to, in the closed eyes, you have to tell where is north. You should not see, be honest. Okay. So let me play this Kirtan. Just 1 minute. It is coming. All right. Yes, so now all of you can stand and
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare.
can I stop the music? Please stop revolving.
Hare Krishna
And okay, so what you do, first of all, you close your eyes. Okay. Yeah, Sai Srinivasan is doing nicely. Like that you have to revolve, and when I end the music, just stop there and point toward the north without seeing your. Okay. Thank you, all of you.
Hare Krishna
Who is doing this with this one?
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram Ram
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna
Okay, so now, yes, now it stops. Please stop and tell. No, you should not see. Okay, you can try your best to do as good as possible. So let us see all of your nods, okay? So I can see Vaishnavi is pointing her right hand. Yes. Priyank, okay. Sai Srinivasan, okay, different one. Okay. Now, all of you open your eyes, okay? All of you have opened your eyes? Yeah. Open your eyes and tell me that the direction which you pointed, is it the correct direction or it is wrong? How many of you it was correct and how many of you it was wrong?
It was the correct.
Okay. You can raise your hands maybe. Sai Srinivasan says his direction was wrong. Okay.
Wrong.
What about others?
Correct. Correct.
Correct.
So most of you are correct and most of you are not correct. Okay. So we'll play one more round. Okay. And then we'll conclude. This time again, please close your eyes and revolve and let me know. Please don't see. Okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Yes, please stop. Please keep your eyes closed and tell me where is north. Duck says, okay, different direction. Now please open your eyes and see if it is the right direction which I pointed. How many of you say that the direction was correct?
Correct.
Correct.
Okay. How many say that it was wrong?
Wrong.
Please raise your hand. Those who say it was wrong. I cannot see any hand. Okay. Priyank says wrong. Okay. Okay. So one thing what we can learn from here is that if you ask different people, right, what is right, what is wrong? Can there be any right answer or can there be any one answer if everyone is blinded? No.
No.
Right? So when we are not in knowledge, when ignorance is compared to darkness, right? And knowledge is compared to light. So when our eyes are blindfolded, can we tell for certain which direction is north or which direction is which? Certainly no, isn't it? Very difficult to say because it will be simply a guess, right? Which direction is what? So similarly, in our life also, we need direction to know what is right, what is wrong, isn't it? And that direction, how we get? We get from books like Bhagavad Gita, which give us the power of discrimination, right? So therefore, we are organizing this camp in which we can learn those directions, how to live in this life in a proper way, right? So at this point, I would like to tell you a story. This is a very wonderful story and instructive story. And then I'll, tell you a verse from Bhagavad Gita, which gives us a wonderful lesson and direction in life. So once upon a time, there was a teacher, or you can say a spiritual teacher. His name was Pragya Bodh. Okay, these names are little difficult, no problem. You can just try to understand the story. So this teacher, you can say guru, spiritual teacher, he has a disciple named Ichha. Okay, Chanchal Ichha. Okay, so this Ichha was always desiring so many different things. I want this, sir. I want this, sir. Like that. Just like children, when they are very young, they desire so many things. I want this. So this guru, Pragya Bodh, had a disciple named Chanchal Ichha. And they were going and through the different places. So they came across a place which was, the name of this place was Sonarpur. Okay, Sonarpur means dreamland, a place of unimaginable things. So they came across this place, which name of this place was Sonarpur, dreamland. Everything here was, completely unimaginable. So when they came to this place, the teacher said, my dear disciple, please don't stay here. It is not a good place for you to live. And he was very fascinated because, this place, everything was 1 rupee per kilo. Okay. That means whether you want gold, that is also 1 rupee per kilo. Iron also 1 rupee per kilo. Any sweet you want, that is 1 rupee per kilo. So how many of you would like to live in such a place where everything is rupees 1 per kilo? Very cheap. Yes. Okay. So many of you, 3 participants have raised hand. Okay. Let me see. Samarth, Sai, and Vaishnavi. And be very careful. I'll ask a question later on. Uddhav. And it may go wrong also, the decision. Okay. So, okay, at least you want to live in such a place. So now then what happened? His teacher said that, my dear disciple, please see, this is a very dangerous place because the king here must be unintelligent. How can everything be in rupees 1 per kilo, right? It is not the right way to rule, right? This king is a very dangerous person, although he's giving you so much of, cheap thrill, but it will prove to be a danger later on. So kindly don't take part in it. Let us leave this place immediately. So when he said like that, his disciple, Ichha, he was not convinced. He said, no, I will live in this place because anything I want, any sweet I want, I can get just for rupee 1 per kilo, right? Suppose you want some milk preparation, peda, laddu, anything you want, rupees 1 per kilo. Isn't it a wonderful place? Simply eat all day, whatever you want. So, but it is, the teacher said, no, this is a very dangerous place because the king here is not intelligent. So please leave this place. So then he said, no, you please go, sir, I will be here only. So then what to do? His disciple remained and the teacher went. So then what happened is, one day in this kingdom, a goat was killed. Okay. There was some construction going on and the wall, that fell, and the wall fell on a goat and the goat got killed. Okay. So then the person who owned that goat, he came and said, my dear king, what is happening in your kingdom? My goat has been killed, right? You must give me justice, right? So the king said, okay, all right, justice will be given in this kingdom of Sonarpur. No one goes without justice. So I'll give justice. The justice is, I will hang the wall that caused the death of your goat. So bring the wall, we'll hang the wall. Okay. So said, my dear sir, the wall also fell down. How you can hang the wall? You must hang that, person, that neighbor. So all the people in the kingdom, they were also knowing that our king is very foolish. So what this neighbor said? The neighbor said, our dear sir, actually, I am not responsible. The person, the Manson who made this wall, he's responsible. So hang him. So king said, okay, yes, bring him, bring this person, the Manson, who is making the wall. So they bring the Manson, and the Manson says, oh, I am not responsible, because when I was a child, this carpenter or whatever, I got a needle in my eye, because of which I cannot see properly, right? So I cannot make the wall properly. So who is responsible? The person who made the needle, he is responsible. So he said that, okay, bring the blacksmith. The blacksmith is responsible for making this needle in a wrong way, and because of which all this happened. So we'll hang this blacksmith. So he called the blacksmith, and the blacksmith now is thinking, oh, why are you hanging me? So the king says, because of your making the needle in a wrong way, it pierced the eye of this, Manson, and the Manson made the wall in a wrong way, which fell on the goat and killed. Therefore, you are responsible. So we'll hang you. Now, this blacksmith, he was completely afraid. What to do? And because of that, he was to be hanged in 15 days. The notice came. So he was thinking what to do now. So he thought that, out of fear, he could not eat anything. So then what happened? He became very, very weak, right? And very thin also. And when the day when he was to be hanged, it came, the people who were to hang him, they found that, he is so weak and so fragile that the rope cannot fit, right? The rope cannot fit only. So then the ministers went to the king and said, my dear ministers, my dear king, my dear lord, this man is so weak and he is so thin, this is not fitting him. So the king says that, oh, you have taken bribe from the blacksmith. You have taken bribe from blacksmith. Now we have done so much of announcement in the whole city that someone must be hanged now. Right? You find a person who is fitting this rope. You find that person and will hang him. So this Ichha, he was meanwhile eating lot of sweets.
Sir the king.
Huh?
Sir the king.
Yes. He was eating lots of sweets and became very fat by eating so many sweets every day. And when the ministers saw him, they thought that, oh, this is the right person, right? He will fit the rope. So they caught him and, they were about to hang him. And now this Ichha understands the words of his guru, right? His guru was telling him, don't live in this place. The king is very foolish. One day, out of your cheap thrills, you will be put into danger. So then he begins to cry, my dear teacher, I, misunderstood you. I could not understand your plan. So kindly forgive me. Please save me. Like that, he began to pray. And at that time, understanding that his disciple is in danger, comes Pragya Bodh, the teacher, the guru. And to save his disciple, what he does, he goes and speaks something in the ears of the Ichha, the disciple. And then he says to the king, my dear king, don't, put my disciple into punishment, or, don't hang him. Rather, you hang me, because I am his teacher. I am responsible for all the mistakes he does. So whatever, you're giving him, give it to me rather. So king said, okay, all right, we will hang you. But I want to know why you are so eager to be hanged, right? You are such a learned man. You are such a, teacher, great teacher. I want to know why you want to be hanged instead of your disciple. So he said, my dear king, don't you know, this is a very auspicious moment. Anyone who dies at this moment, he'll become the ruler of the whole world in the next life. So hearing this, the foolish king says that, all the people in Sonarpur, no one informed me that it is such an auspicious moment. Only I am the only person who deserves to become the king of the whole world. So hang me only, right? I will be hanged. And like that, he himself get hanged, right? So how many of you have heard this story before?
I have.
Okay, some of you. Now the story is all right. How many of you understood the story completely? The lesson which will come is more important. The lesson is very, very important that we want to discuss. So how many of you got the story first of all, very properly? Please raise your hand virtually. I just want to see how many of you understood this story. So I can see 5 hands. Sai, Vaishnavi, Hitarth, and Priyank, Vaishnavi, Dhruvi, Samarth, and okay, 9. So I think all of you understood. Okay. All right. So thank you. So now you see the lesson is very, very vital and important. So the lesson is just like this Ichha. What are the fault of the Ichha? Can someone say? Let us try to understand some lessons out of it. Lesson is
Sir,
very,
not
very
understanding his guru's word.
okay. Any other answer?
Sir, so
What are the
greedy.
fault of Ichha?
He was so greedy, sir.
Okay, greedy. What else? Others can also add. I want all of your participation. Please tell whatever you can think of.
And he's even foolish.
Huh? He was foolish?
Yes.
Okay. What else?
Smart.
I did a mistake. Sir,
Yes.
he was so desireful for his sense gratification.
Yes. That? What happened? Priyank? Yes, you want to say something?
Yes, sir. His teacher was really smart.
Yes. Okay. So we see here that we should be very careful about cheap thrills. Lord Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, the 2nd chapter, that one who is a wise person, he is not affected by success or failure, by pleasure or pain. So these things are temporary. So we should always see what is permanent and what is temporary, right? So if we get diverted by temporary things, what will happen? We'll be put into dangerous conditions, right? So our desires must be regulated by intelligence. The name Pragya means discrimination. One should discriminate with his intelligence. What is right? What is wrong? Right? If we can discriminate what is right, what is wrong, then it will be possible for us to, not fall into trap of our unlimited desires. The desires are unlimited, isn't it? We go to market and we want to purchase so many things, isn't it? But we should take care that, what I should purchase, which is good for me. So we have to be very careful that how we do that. So all of you, all of you are children, and you may have so many different, association, different things that you want to do in life. But if you don't regulate it, you may fall into trouble. What is the difficulty with this cheap thrills? Can someone say? What we lose by giving into these cheap thrills? Yes. What is the loss?
We will get trapped.
Yes, trapped by what?
So, like life
Yes,
that
just like,
happened in the story.
yes. But you may not get life risk, but you may get, you may lose your important time. Like suppose nowadays, there are so many distractions at your age, isn't it? Children of your age may come and say that, let us do this, or let us see this, let us watch this movie, or, let us play this game. And what happens? You become addicted to these cheap thrills and you lose so much of time, so much of energy, isn't it? So therefore, it is very important that we are focused. If you are not focused, then what happens? We lose our important time and so many things. So I'll just show you a verse from Bhagavad Gita that how we should be focused in life. Okay, just 1 minute.
I learned that every problem have a solution.
Yes, every problem has a solution. And then we'll learn one more story about how we have to be. Yes. So this is the verse Lord Krishna speaks about how we have to, tolerate these situations, temporary happiness and distress. These are the cheap thrills. So if we can tolerate this, then what happens? We can get the greater success. If we become affected by them, then what happens? We'll not be able to transcend them and get the higher success, right? So we'll recite this sloka and then I'll tell you the meaning. Okay. Matra isparsastu kaunteya. Someone can recite. Matra isparsastu kaunteya.
Matra
Sparshastu kaunteya.
Tit usna sukha dukkada. Agama apaino anityas. Tam titiksasva bharata. Yes. So we feel pleasure and we feel pain, isn't it? These are the two things we experience, right? And what happens by experiencing these things? We get diverted, isn't it? But because they are temporary, like, this Ichha, he was tempted by the plan for enjoyment. He was thinking that, I can get anything here for 1 rupee. So he was tempted by that cheap enjoyment, isn't it? And what happens as a result? He was put into danger. Similarly, in our life also, if we can, if we can tolerate this so-called happiness and distress, then what happens? We can get the higher success, right? Like suppose a child, he has to prepare for some exam, say he has to prepare for some important exam in life, say IIT or NEET or anything. Later on, you want to give so many exams, or Olympiads, maybe you are giving now. So if you have to prepare for some exam, you have to study, isn't it? And during study, you have to give up so many things. You have to give up your sports, or, you can play around every day, but you give up that leisure, prepare for it, isn't it? So if you can give that, small enjoyment, then what will happen? You can get a higher happiness. That is the result, right? So therefore we should be focused on the higher happiness. Okay, now I'll tell you another story, that how we should work, but we should work depending on God. Okay, so that is described in Bhagavad Gita as Niskam Karma Yoga. That means whether there is happiness or distress, gain or loss, we should keep doing our duty, and in this way we'll achieve success, right? So we have to be equipoised in all these situations. So this story is about how, prayers are very, very helpful. How many of you do prayers? Some prayers you do, all of you? Okay. So can someone say what is the use of prayer? What are the benefits of prayers?
Sir, making our mind
Helps to
peaceful.
connect with God.
Yes, making our mind peaceful, connecting us to God. Any other answer? Okay. Can someone say how making prayers make our mind peaceful? Because we are going to discuss about that.
Saying thanks to God.
What?
Saying thanks to God.
Saying thanks to God. Okay. All right. So let us hear this story. Here is a conversation between two friends. Okay. And one friend, he remains always very happy, very jolly. And the other friend is not understanding what is the source of his, inspiration. So one day he asked, my dear friend, how is it that I see that, you're always happy, cheerful, this thing? There are so many negativities in life, right? Sometimes we plan something and it does not go our way. So how do you keep happy, calm in all those situations? So he says, I give all my negativities to my friend. And he said, who is that friend? Maybe that must be your to whom you reveal your heart, right? So he says, maybe she may be your wife. So he says, yes, my wife is my very close friend, but it is not she to whom I confide, right? All the things or whatever problems I had. Then who is that? Is she your mother? Yes, mother is a great support for me, but she is also not the one whom I confide to and give my, give up my negativities. So who is that? So he says, God. So his friend becomes little doubtful. How do you communicate with God? So he says, through prayers. Oh, through prayers. So he says, he was little doubtful that how we can connect to God through prayers. And, is it escaping from our duties? So he asked that, but how does that work exactly? Because, simply praying to God, how does that practically solve your problems? So he says that, my dear friend, you're misunderstanding me. Actually, praying to God is not a substitute for giving up our duties. We have to act responsibly. But, praying to God is a call for help for things which are not in our control, right? So you'll see that in this world, all of us also, some things are in our control and some things are not in our control, right? So praying to God is a means by which we understand that what is not in my control is in control of God, who is my best friend. Okay, so can all of you tell few things which are in your control and few things which are not in your control? Can someone say? Let us make a list of things which are in your control and which are not in your control.
We can't control things.
Which things you can control and which things we cannot control?
Negativity.
Negativity?
We cannot control time.
Okay, good. So I'll just make a list of things, okay? I want you to tell what things are there in your control and what things are not in their not in your control, okay? So one thing is time we cannot control, isn't it? So time. Anything else? Can we control the climate, the weather?
No, sir.
Any other things? Tell me also things which we can control.
We can control ourselves.
Yes, very good. We can control, not completely, but to some extent. We can control our emotions.
We can control our
Sir, we
thoughts.
Sir,
Yes.
we can do a test, but sir, we cannot receive the marks according to us.
Okay, so we can put our efforts, isn't it? Efforts or studies, that is in our control, isn't it? How much to
Yes,
study? Yeah. Yes. Anything else?
Results.
Mm-hmm. Yes, please tell.
Result
Sir,
of
our
something we
future.
can't control.
What is that? Please
Sir, our
write in.
We
future.
can control our
Our
daily
future
life.
we
Okay,
can't
okay.
control.
So future is not in our control, correct? What else?
We cannot control our surroundings.
We cannot control our surroundings. Yes. Surroundings include how people deal with you, isn't it? Yeah.
Other
Yes.
people, sir.
Yeah, we cannot control other people. Yes. What else?
Sir, we can't control God.
Okay. You want to control God also?
Control our friends.
Okay, we cannot control. Yes. Other people means friend also. Yes. What else?
We cannot control things.
Hmm? We cannot control things. Which things?
Anything.
And control animals.
We control. Yeah, other things means everything included. Okay, now tell me, you have told so many things about what we cannot control. Tell me about things we can control. Okay, please tell me what you can control. Like you can control your emotions, your thoughts, your efforts and studies. What else we can control?
Science.
Huh?
Science.
What is that? Science.
We cannot.
We can control, our efforts, thoughts, emotion. We can control what we speak and what we don't speak, isn't it? Isn't it? We can control. We can also control how we act, how we respond. Like suppose someone told you something, your friend told you something, but you can decide how to respond, whether to respond him in angry mode or to respond him politely, isn't it? That we can control.
No,
So
we
now,
can control our nature.
yeah, we can control our nature to some extent, isn't it? Now, what prayer help us, how prayer help us is, it is not that we want to escape our duties. Prayer help us transcend those things which we cannot control, because we understand these things we can control, right? You can prepare nicely for exam and everything, but you don't know what will be the future, right? What kind of question will come, whether you'll be able to do your best or not. So prayers help us understand that God will help us in things we cannot control, right? So when we have faith in God and when we pray, that give us peace. Do you know why? Because we understand that things I cannot control is in control of Supreme Lord, right? And having faith on Him gives us that peace that, it is not uncared for. There is someone who is caring for me and caring for the things I cannot control. If I give my best effort in what I can control, God will help me. Just like a saying says that, God help those who help themselves, right? So that is how it helps us. So by praying, we can become peaceful, right? We can understand that, what is not in my control is not completely out of control. It is in control of God. And second, when we pray to God and make a relationship with God, it also helps us, go beyond the problems itself, right? And revive our eternal nature, our spiritual nature, right? So like that. So therefore, the purpose, we get a direction. We purpose when we read books like Bhagavad Gita, right? Like I give this example many times. Like suppose two brothers are fighting, which book would you refer to find a solution? Can you find the answer in the science book? Which book will help you? Two brothers are fighting. Huh?
Bhagavad Gita.
Okay. So Ramayana, right? I was giving this example. In Ramayana also you find two brothers are fighting. Who are the two brothers who are fighting in Ramayana? Bharat and Lord Ram. But they are not fighting for kingdom. They're fighting to make the other person the king, isn't it? Lord Ram is saying, Bharat, you become king. And Bharat is saying, I will not become king, you become king, isn't it? So nowadays we see also people fighting, two brothers fighting, and they're fighting for property.
sir.
Huh?
Ravan and Bibhishan too.
Yes, but that was a different fight, yeah. But we see that,
Sir, in
when two brothers are
Mahabharata.
fighting,
Duryodhana and Yudhishthira.
yes. So you can give them answer from which book? Ramayana book. You can similarly suppose all of us, we do our effort and then we get frustrated, right? So what is the book you'll refer to? Which book? Can you find the answer in history book?
Gita.
You can
Ramayan.
find in Gita. We see Arjuna, how he was so, capable, such a great archer, but he also got confused. He also got bewildered. And who saved him at that time? The instruction of Lord Krishna in form of Bhagavad Gita. So therefore, this, Bhagavad Gita is not a book of commandments that you do this, you don't do this. Bhagavad Gita is a book of choices, right? At every moment, Lord Krishna is giving different choices. If you do this, this is the result. If you do this thing, that is the result. So you have a choice, right? So therefore, these occasions like winter camp, when you get time, it is very important to introspect that am I going in the right direction? The values that I'm cultivating, are they the right thing to do in life, right? So they make us introspective. We can use this time in a much wonderful way by taking to this wisdom of Bhagavad Gita, learning stories from Ramayana. So we'll have many other activities Anshu sir is planning for all of you. So he'll be telling more about that, what all activities we'll be having. So it will be a class as well as some activity every day. So please stay connected and take benefit of this camp. And as you do many activities, all of your children, you have a lot of energy. So you can engage all those energy of painting, drawing, singing, in this useful way, right? So thank you all very much for this class. And I'll hand over to Anshu sir. He'll take you further.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, thank you, sir.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you, sir.
Hare Krishna, sir. Hare Krishna, sir.
Hare Krishna.
We'd like to thank Vimal sir for his wonderful session and insightful lessons that he shared with us, right? So thank you very much, Vimal sir. And so how we thank everyone. Anyone like to tell how we share our thanks here? So we have, yes, so we have this way of thanking where we say Hari Bol 3 times, right? So I'll just write in the chat.
Hari Bol, Hari Om, Hari
Yes.
Om,
So,
Hari Om.
yeah, together we'll say
Hari Bol.
1, 2,
Hari
3, start. Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol.
Hari Bol. Hari
Bol.
Yes.
Bol.
Hari.
So yeah, so now I think you listen to a lot of stories. So now I'm not going to tell you any other stories. Rather, I'm going to ask you something, right? So all of you are ready? So there is a small quiz which I prepared out of the talk given by Vimal sir, right? So let's see how attentive you were while hearing, right? So should all of you are ready for the quiz?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
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 Okay, let's see
Yes,
who
sir.
has paid most attention, right? So these are simple questions. I think all of you should be able to answer, right? So, so what you have to do is, if anyone knows the answer, please do not speak it. Please raise your hands, and I'll just call out one by one, right? And I'd like every one of you to participate, right? So this is a small activity. right? Before we end today's session. So first question is from the story that we heard. So so the name of the story that we heard was actually Andher Nagari Chaupat Raja Takeser Bhaji Takesar Khaja. So that is the story, the title of the story, for those of you who could recognize it. And so what was the name of the guru that was mentioned here? Okay, I can see 2 hands. Okay, let's give chance to Samarth first.
Guru is name in Iksha.
No.
Sir, can I?
Anyone? Okay, Dhruvi and Srinivas. So I think Srinivas has
Yes.
answered.
Yes,
Raised
sir.
first. Yes.
Sir, Pradya Bodh, sir.
Pardon? Again?
Sir, Pradya Bodh.
Yes, you are very close. It was Pragya Bodh, right?
Yes, sir.
Pragya Bodh. And what is the meaning of the name? Anyone can tell?
Sir,
What is the meaning of Pragya? Why was the name Pragya? Anyone would like to answer? What is the meaning of this word Pragya? Vimal sir told about it. Think about it.
intellect.
Yeah, wonderful. Intellect. So Pragya means our intelligence. It was basically the guidance comes from the intelligence. So that is why the guru's name was, in an analytical term, it was Pragya Bodh. Okay. So next question. What was the name of the disciple? Please don't
Sir, can I?
answer. Please don't answer. And who have not answered, don't answer, please. Okay. Please raise your hands. And who have not answered, would like to give chance to them. Others, Prayank, Daksh, Zanvi. What about you guys? Okay, let's give chance to Prayank. I think others, no.
Iksha.
Yeah, what is the meaning of Ichha?
Sir, can I?
Greedy.
No, not exactly.
Sir,
Very
it's
close.
exactly. Sir, it's exactly desire, sir.
Yeah, it's desires, right? So, the disciple basically represented our desires, our uncontrolled desires. So that is why his name was Chanchal Ichha, the full name. Okay. Okay. Third question. So, what was the name of the place that they visited?
Sir,
Please don't answer. Raise your hands. Who has not answered? I think Dhruvi and Daksh. So let's give chance to Daksh this time.
Sonanagar.
Yeah, please repeat.
Sonpur.
You're very close. It was Sonarpur, right? The place of dreams, Wonderland. Yes, it was Sonarpur. Okay, so any other questions? Yeah, so these were some questions from this story. Now, coming to the shloka, anyone here remembers the shloka that was discussed? Okay, Priyanshi.
I think it was 2.14.
Yes, can you
Sir,
recite?
2.42, sir.
Matapashastu kunteyo shitoshno shukadukkada agama apayino nittastam titiksha bharata.
Yes, wonderful. So what was the meaning you'd like to tell?
We should have tolerance in whether if it is winter or summer, whether we are in pain or we are in joy.
Yes, very good. So as Priyanshi told, so the the sloka meant that one should have tolerance, one should tolerate both winter and summer. So right now it's very winter, right? So it doesn't mean that you do not wear any clothes and you say that I am tolerating winter. No, that is not the meaning. The meaning is that whether pain comes or whether happiness comes, one should be equipoised. Equipoised means one should be stable. It's not like that I became very happy. Oh yeah, yeah, like this. And then the next moment something bad happens and then oh down again, depression. This should not happen. Whether it is a lot happiness, whether it is depression, a very difficult situation, one should be stable always, right? So when you are stable, you will progress always on your path, right? Okay, so this was from my side. I think we are on time as well. It's 5:29. So we have 1 minute. Anyone wants to ask any questions or any doubts you have?
Sir,
Yes, yes, Rupi.
2.7 shloka Karpanya dosha, that one purport, it's written how Arjuna understands the Bhagavad Gita is stated in the Bhagavad Gita itself, and yet foolish Mundan scholars explain that one need not submit to Krishna as a person but to the unborn within Krishna. There is no difference between Krishna within and without, and one who has no sense of this understanding is the greatest fool in trying to understand Bhagavad Gita. I didn't understand the meaning of this.
Yeah. So basically, what Srila Prabhupada is telling here. So Prabhupada gave the purpose to this Bhagavad Gita. So what he's telling here is that how one should. If you see, there are a lot of philosophers who read Bhagavad Gita, right? So even people who do not believe in God, even people who are atheists, they also read Bhagavad Gita. You know what they think, what they say. They say that actually Krishna is not God. Krishna is a great philosopher, and he gave a very good philosophy, and that is why we should read, right? And there is no need to surrender to him, right? Whereas devotees, they understand it like that Krishna is God, and then Krishna is telling this Bhagavad Gita as a message to his devotees, as a message of love to his devotees, and in that way they take up this fact that one should surrender completely to Krishna. So you see, there are different ways the Bhagavad Gita teachings are interpreted. So what Prabhupada was telling here is that one should learn from Arjuna. How Arjuna so Arjuna was the one who heard Bhagavad Gita. Neither I, neither all of you. So what was the reaction of Arjuna after reading Bhagavad Gita or after hearing Bhagavad Gita? Anyone can tell? Did he surrender or did he not surrender?
He surrendered.
Surrendered, right? He said that, oh, Krishna, you are the supreme. You know everything. Whatever you say, I will do. So whatever you say, I will do. That was his resolve. So that is why Prabhupada is saying that one should learn from him how to learn this Bhagavad Gita, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Any
sir.
other questions related to today's session or the upcoming camp? Okay, I guess no. So in that case, we will stop here. Right. So thank you all for joining today for this wonderful discussion. We'll try to next from tomorrow onwards, we'll have 2 batches starting. We'll announce the timings in the groups. So, and we'll share the links also to join the groups. So please join that group and stay tuned for further updates. Okay. So thank you all for joining today. Have a nice day.
Hare Krishna. Thank
Hare
you, sir.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Hare Krishna, sir.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, everyone.
Hare Krishna, sir.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, sir.
Hare Krishna. Bye, everyone.